So, hi everyone. This is Pavel. My name is Josef. We both come from Pavel. It's a crypto hub in Prague, and we are working together on the project called Birdie. Um, Thanks to all of you for coming this early to like see what we did. Um, Thanks for picking us as your first presentation. By the way, did anyone bring a live bird to the presentation? No one. Like because I promised like a payout, so I wanted to make sure that there is no bird inside. Cool. So I will hand over the mic to Pavel. He will start talking about the hardware. We'll do a live demo. Then we'll just quickly cover the backend and the contracts of the project, and then we can just discuss and laugh about it.
Okay, hi, good morning, bonjour. I'm not sure how to say it in German. I would like to present our project. And just, this is completely real. This is not like just idea, this is not white paper. It really works and you can try it on your own in Prague. And we would like to show you how you can earn Ethereum by feeding the birds. This is our feeder and how it looks inside, like what you can see on it. On the top, you can see some batteries which we recharge and which powers the whole thing. There is also Sodak Explorer, which is basically Arduino with LoRa. You maybe heard of about LoRa. It's like GSM for IoT, so you can send small messages from small devices for longer distance. And on top, there is NFC reader, which we use for contact card, where you can register yourself when you feed the birds. And now we would like to show you the demo, how it works. So basically, we have Skype set up here in Prague. You can see in Prague, it's awesome weather today. And this is real, it works. So as now, I would like to ask Eva, which is basically, she's in Prague, like 1,000 miles away, and I would like to ask her to feed the birds for us. And later on, that's Eva. And later on, we will describe what just happened. So, Eva, could you please feed the birds? Cool, awesome, thank you. Cool, carry on. So she's just, this is like a real grind. She's like really feeding the birds. And now this is her NFC card, and she's just reading it on the feeder. So hopefully the demo gods will be with us, and the NFC picks up the signal. Oh, cool. So thank you very much, Eva. If hopefully it will on smoothly. And right now I would like to it's in Safari. And right now you can see that the smart contract was called, and basically we have made payout. Payout. Oh, so we did make payout. So basically. No, okay. Okay. Okay, so it worked as expected, but basically they read the same card 2 times, but basically it worked. So basically this is like real, and the smart contract has been called. What did just happen? People in local area want to support their birds, and they want to make sure that birds are fed. So basically people donate some Ethereum, and I think we can close this down because. Okay. So basically, people donate Ethereum to the smart contract, and when someone wants to feed the birds, like the feeder itself has the website, and on the website with MetaMask you can register your NFC, the serial number of your NFC card, and register it with the Ethereum address. So you submit the serial numbers, click the submit, and which calls the smart contract, and it registers it. And when you feed the birds, you use the same card you use on the website, and basically the feeder reads the serial number on it and calls the smart contract, and therefore the smart contract knows where to send the reward for the feeding. And of course, another part, the person fills the feeder. And the smart contract that's called when the bird visits the feeder, and there is peer sensor. There is motion sensor, which triggers where the bird is inside. And over LoRa, which is, as I said, it's basically it's long distance radio. We call the backend, and there is Python, and over Python, and Josef will describe how the smart contract works and what's in the backend.
Cool. So the transaction signing happens currently on the Python backend. We simply sign a route TX. We broadcast it over Infura, and the feeder itself, like its private key, says like who is going to get paid, and it's also responsible for loading up the data. We call the contract, or the feeder calls the contract periodically, each hour, sending up the number of birds that visited the feeder in that hour. And let me get to the next slide. And this is simply like a simple interface that we have in the contract. It's really simple. Like there is one open function which is for the UID registering from the website. So that's basically the only kind of open one. Then there is the function change breeder. This is what happens when you come over to the breeder, to the feeder, and you swipe your card. So the feeder itself, it will call this change breeder function, and by that it will pay out the amount for like per each bird that visited the feeder. And that's, well, there is like a check for like a minimum time of being a breeder at a time. So that's the reason why the second transaction failed, because they swiped the same card twice. So in order not to, broadcast a transaction like unnecessarily, the second one tripped. Then we have the function iterate birds, simply like calling the number of birds each hour, and the payout is there also to make the payouts like periodically, not only based on someone else swiping the card. And then there is a bunch of like setup functions just for us to kind of play with the settings. Well, this is really simple contract. I don't know, like 100 lines of code, nothing unusual in there. But well, we'd like to scale it somehow. So even the first version was considering that we'll have more feeders. So we had to split it up into like 3 separate contracts being interconnected. One of which was the simple like a logger. Second one was being for each part, each single feeder, and the third one was kind of like donations and registry contract. So for now, the whole process works with UIDs and NFC cards or NFC chips. Later on, we would like to open it up just like to scan a QR code, send a transaction if you're a registered address, in order to be able to contribute. So why Ethereum?
And basically, what do you think? Like this project wouldn't be possible without Ethereum. You know, there is the card reader. Can you imagine like how many papers you have to sign when you want to like accept cards, for example, if you're in your store? Can you imagine like how we are doing this like in the feeder? Like this thing is mounted on the feeder, and people use their payment cards. Basically, this project wouldn't be possible without cryptocurrencies. So I just wanted to encourage you to think where you can use Ethereum in subjects where it wouldn't be possible to use payments before. Basically, this project wouldn't be possible without Ethereum, and I think it's interesting idea what you can do in your projects with Ethereum. And come to Prague. This really works, and it will be available from next week. You can go there. You can register your NFC card on the website. You can feed the birds, and it actually works. So you can read your transactions, and I think it will be really exciting. And thank you very much. And we will be pleased to answer all your questions. Thank you.
before we jump to a question, there's like a quick follow-up. So this is our way forward. Like as first, we are going to do an ICO, obviously, because that's the way to go, right? Afterwards, like we would like to scale up. We just want to build more feeders, such as this one, and just distribute them over the city. So far, the only one is sitting in our co-working space in Pavel Nipolis. So like it's kind of like a trusted environment, but we'd like to see more of those feeders or like any kind of enabled devices, like in a zoo or some other co-working spaces. We would also like to add like more sensors to it, like have a camera and snap every bird that comes over. Well, Pavel had like a great idea. He's actually gathering like the temperature and weather data, and he's matching that with the number of birds that visited the feeder over time. So he can say like what are the weather conditions where the birds are more likely to come over to our feeder. Yeah, then the next step we would like to do is we would like to transition the signing straight to the Arduino, so skipping the Python backend, just like sign the transaction right away with like a secured private key on the Arduino itself. And then is Lefteris in the room? Can see him. And we would like to integrate it with Secorca, the proof of location app that Lefteris is working on. So I'll need to catch him later to talk about it. Yeah, now there's time for questions.
Yeah, as you said, you can cheat. Like if you really want, you can cheat. You can basically place your card and put hand inside because it's motion sensor. Yes, right now you can cheat. In the future, as Joseph said, we would like to have camera inside, so you can use computer vision and check like if the really birds came in. So in that sense, yes, there is like room for improvement. And the other question was if yeah, yeah, that's if we don't check. So basically, it's like simple motion sensor. So there is no way how to check it.
Can I add to this? Well, we are like here playing with the incentive. If you don't leave the grains in there, like then birds probably won't come. So that's the incentivization model behind that. Yeah. So if that wasn't obvious, we are not doing an ICO, and if you we are doing an IOC, which is Institute of Crypto Anarchy. You're free to grab the stickers over here. I have some T-shirts left, so you can ask me for them if you like. Thanks for your attention, and enjoy the rest of the conference.